everyone, it's Stephanie and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to talk about the heartbreak but the beauty of Assassin's Apprentice by Robin Hobb. This is the first book in the Farseer trilogy and in the greater world of the realm of the Elderlings. This, I don't ever hear her books talked about really compared to other authors like Sanderson and M.K. Jemisin and all these phenomenal fantasy writers, and I don't really hear about her anymore. And it's really sad because I actually really loved this book. It's set in this kingdom of the Six Duchies that's on the brink of a civil war, and all of a sudden, news breaks out that the crown prince has fathered a bastard son, and he is eventually shamed into abdicating his throne. The son's name is Fitz, and from birth, he is despised and traumatized and has just completely blocked it from his mind because it's just so horrendous. He's actually raised in the stables by the king's fool. The one thing that brings Fitz any comfort is his affinity with animals. And he really just connects with them, but he doesn't understand why. And things move along, and in order to be useful to the king, Fitz ends up being trained to be an assassin and to use the magic of the Farseer family. However, his tutor is actually allied with another political faction and is doing all he can to discredit and kill Fitz. So Fitz has to survive, and things go from there. And trigger warnings for this book are child abuse, neglect, animal murder. If you want to know anything specific, just ask me because I know those are triggering things. She just loves to hurt her characters and just rip their hearts out, and as a result, rip your heart out. But then it ends up being so freaking good. I don't classify this as grimdark, even though I've been talking about all these traumatic experiences that the characters go through, but it is really gritty and realistic and impactful. Robin Hobb, I think, writes characters very well. These characters are very flawed, but very realistic and just human. And even those people that love Fitz and care about him sometimes just don't know how to show him that or don't show it at all. As the title and synopsis say, Fitz trains to be an assassin. And honestly, I am really over the assassin main character trope. It's just not something that I enjoy anymore. However, I really, really like the way Robin Hobb wrote this character, and I wasn't bothered by the fact that he was an assassin. I really enjoyed watching his journey to become an assassin. And I think it's just her writing. It's so beautiful without being overly flowery. And it reminds me of classic fantasy, but it's more accessible. It's not as hard to get into as Tolkien's, which is written in like an old-fashioned speech. But she just does a great job of conveying character growth and world building. Even though there wasn't a lot of action in this book, it was very political, and there's a lot of thought in this book, but I didn't feel like it was slow. I was just really intrigued about what was going to happen next and where this story was going to go. It's kind of a slow read, and I don't mean like it dragged. It was just one of those books where I enjoyed reading it and I didn't want to rush through it, and I took my time with it because it's just rich, and it just forced me to kind of slow down and really savor it and enjoy my time reading it. Even though these characters were treated horribly, Robin Hobb. Speaking of the writing, I really loved the way she incorporated the magic system in this book. It was very subtle, and this is very literary and reads like it could really happen, but then it's got magic in it, but it's not info dumpy. I don't feel like she was just giving me all this information to process. We learn about it as you're reading the book, and it just feels so natural. Like, it doesn't feel like I need a lot of explanation. I'm just enjoying the ride. And there are multiple magic systems in this book, and it was all just entwined in the story so well. I don't want to go too much into the magic system because I don't want to spoil anything, and I feel like it's just something that is so much more fulfilling when you kind of figure it out for yourself while you're reading, which it's just wonderful. That's all I'm going to say. It's wonderful. And I'm planning on reading Royal Assassin, which is the next book in the trilogy, and I'm very much looking forward to it. I have to know what happens to Fitz. Like, I want something good to happen to him, and I want him to be happy and okay. I gave this one 4 out of 5 stars. It did have some awkward time jumps, and the beginning was a hair slow for me, but other than that, I really enjoyed it, and I do highly recommend it. So, have you read this? If so, let me know. Or if you just want to let me know you're here but don't have anything to add, just drop an emoji down below. As always, if you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and click the subscribe button. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.